Hello there folks, it is SeKo Starcraft here, bringing you a game between Root Petraeus. It is actually of Team Root Apocalypse. A little root on root action. Terran versus Zerg, favorite shiny matchup. Doing a little caffeine right now. Still fairly early in the evening, I might have to grab a beer here pretty soon. Regardless, we're playing on Frost, the big map. We'll see what kind of crazy stuff comes out of this. These two guys likely have a ton of experience practicing and playing with each other. I believe this was from, see the Go for SC2, I don't think it was WCS. Anyways, one of the ESL side put these out there, and that's what I was looking at. So we'll see what kind of craziness we have in store. I have a feeling it's going to be fairly standard. Sometimes when you know your opponent very well, you can understand little things that can throw them off, and you'll also understand whether or not cheese will also work against them or not. So we'll see what kind of strategies they have, particularly to mind game each other, just to do things a little bit different. At least that's what I would expect. I mean, both of these players want each other to do well, but there can only be one true champion at the end. Likely going to see a hatch first. I don't see any reason why not. First Overlord is scouting in the right direction, and we are likely going to see a CC first here at CC on 15. The standard super macro. We'll see if it goes low ground or high ground. I'm always a bigger fan of putting it on the high ground just to make sure you don't get railroaded. Getting railroaded is not nice, and it is not pleasant. I believe it is going to be high ground. There we go. And that might just have something to do with understanding Petraeus over here, whether or not he's somebody that likes to be aggressive once in a while. On a map like this, I have seen CC firsts hold at the top of the ramp a couple of times against Zergs, who even scout and do full 6-pool drone pulls in the right direction. What's really critical is whether or not you can get your drones into position to block production of the wall or not. Okie doke. Overlord will see everything that's going on. He's not even going to disguise the direction in which he is scouting. A little surprising to me. Sometimes it's nice to play that mind game where you see where the person is and the Overlord isn't in vision yet, so you back out just to throw things off a bit. Looks like they will be going for that there. A next hatchery. Why not? If somebody's going greedy, you have to decide you're going to try to punish them or play greedy yourself. For me, I used to play very much on the punish side. I was never much for the macro side of playing games. Anybody who watched some of my older replays probably will understand that. So when we look at these kind of games here that are, macro opening and you scout that, I would have just gone in and tried to make, banelings or zerglings or something to deny the opponent the ability to be that greedy. But a lot of these builds now are so robust to be able to keep yourself alive even during greedy times that it's sometimes more effective just to be more greedy, knowing that you have the vision of what your opponent was trying to do. Queen's on the way. No gas or anything yet for the Zerg player. If it had been a Reaper opening, then we might have saw Zerg get gas sooner. Because that means there's going to be a delay in some of the production of units. It's going to feel a little bit more safe. The bunker at the front. Zerglings are actually chasing this one SCV home. There's there are 2 Marines out now, I suppose. The Zerglings do turn around. Overlord's going to move out and give vision where they can. On a map that's this big, having Overlord vision is pretty important. So, Root Petraeus likely already understands where he wants to have his Overlords placed so that he can scout for drops, scout for expansions, anything else like that. Armory on the way. We might see something that I've seen a lot more of recently. It's super popular, which is the double hellbat drop. With hellbats getting nerfed, going for a single medivac of hellbats is not as effective as it used to be. It used to be just game winning, but now it doesn't work as good. So going for double medivac along with a double. It's kind of funny. Wow, that Zergling is one lucky dude. Still just droning up heavy on the side. Speed is on the way. He does actually have those 2 gases now. We'll see what his plan is. And it might just be gearing up for a bit of a later game, getting his Evo chambers going. We didn't see any Roach Warren, anything else like that. My mouse keeps freezing. Go, 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 go. So we see the Hellions coming out, but I would assume that we would be seeing the hellbats. There's not really another reason to rush for this armory, unless you're going for some sort of really funky +1 timing. Let's see, he's got a lot of resources here. I'm kind of surprised there's the hellbats. I was about to say, why are they not producing right now? Looks like a couple of Hellions got in here. 4 kills, 3 kills. 3 drones total have been killed. It's alright. This base is pretty open that you can run with Hellions. If you have a group of 4, you can one-shot, a few of them and get out before any serious damage happens. This might be a really fun little play here out of Apocalypse, using these Hellions on the ground just to try to force the Zerg player out of position. Go for a hellbat drop, mega hellbat drop, maybe to the main, and when all the Zerglings go back there to deal with it, you just run in the other side. This is really tough to deal with without Roach tech, just because the hellbats will carve through the Zerglings so quickly. Hence why this has become a pretty popular strategy. Pretty good timing for this to be finished up, as well as the reactor on the starport. He's got himself all the resources he needs to right now. Start them medivacs. Medivacs. Parlez-vous medivacs? Je suis en medevac. Maybe not. Maybe he's just going to go for the push. Weird. I could have almost sworn it was going to be for a medevac drop. Shows what I know. Gotta pay a bit more attention. Oh, there's the first drop. $11 kills and 9 kills. That is their effectiveness. Slow little creep of units ahead here. There are some banelings on the way. Spires happening. They will be slow banelings. Medevac's getting a little weak. Pretty good splits on the hellbats there. Wasn't quite able to grab the last ones. So we'll see if the Zerg player can hang on to the Mutalisks already. Once those pop, might be in a little bit of a better position. This is completely scouted, by the way. So the Zerg player should be able to react. Once again, the hellbats are still very effective. Not the most effective drop so far. A little surprised by Apocalypse. This attack was a little uncoordinated from him. Either that or he just wasn't expecting that many lings to already be in position. See if he just scans and kills some creep. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think we saw a third command center at all out of our Terran player. Oh, there it is. So he's not all in or anything on this by any means. More banelings being morphed. He's going to get a lot of that creep taken care of there. Use that spore crawler pretty easy. Banling speed's pretty close to being done, but I don't know if he's going to be able to wait. Seven mutas on the way. As soon as those mutas come out, these Marines are +1 with stim. Looks like they have their combat shields as well. If he loses his Marines, he could get all of his medevacs very easily cleaned up here. Fourth base going down as well, a little sneaky. I think that's really smart. He cannot afford to really lose the medevacs in this push. Supply block is always nice. He's got the money out of it. We expect even more, a few more overlords just to make sure. Baneling speed is finished. Just a handful of Marines. Right, these are the target for the Zerg player. Let's see how well Apocalypse can micro this. On creep, this is going to be tough. Just trying to go for a flank. Terran player is going to back out though quite smartly. And funnily chase this overlord all the way down here to see this base. Apocalypse is supply blocked here fairly badly. Getting 3 more supply depots finished. He's going to drop this base. But is pulling away a bunch of his marines that he had, once again. Surprised the Zerg player didn't really commit into that. Waiting for a few more Banelings to morph. He might not have time though. Oh, that was pretty rough. This is just about buying himself time right now though. Trying to be a little cheeky with his marines there. Actually did manage to get a fair bit of Baneling connects out of that drop. Apocalypse is taking a supply lead. Third base is getting saturated up. Already has some missile turrets into place. +3 attack. As sloppy as this place seems by Apocalypse, it's just being so taxing on Petraeus' ability to multitask here. His mutas are not being well microed to be able to take care of that. Now he's finally going to clean it up. And these are just small ragtag forces from the Terran. These aren't really huge widowmine backed pushes. These guys should probably regain the rest of the force. Surprised the mutas have not come down here to clean up free medivacs, but it looks like he won't find it in time. He's got an army of 6 or 7 medivacs ready to go. There we go. That's what's something worthwhile. Not much for creep out here right now. I do like seeing that there's been more hellbats mixed in with the armies of late. Once again, just doesn't have the answer for this though. The Banelings have not been getting the money hits on all of the marines here, and that pile of marines will be more than enough to deal with I like that stim to get in the medevac. These are not enough mutas to deal with that amount of marines with the upgrades that they have right now. +3 attacks about to finish, +2 defense not far behind. I think this is pretty close to it. Either he's got to have the money connect right now, or he's essentially toast. Great splits preemptively. The Banelings don't even get near the Marines. And there's the GG from Petraeus. Pretty good play out of Apocalypse there. I said there was a little bit of confusion in his pushes, but that nice mix of Marines, Marauders, and Hellbats just seemed to be enough. Just seemed to keep that pressure on. Well, this was a best of 3. We're going to go on to game number 2 here in just a moment.